Let's. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the first Rotary Club of San Dimas meeting for our 2026-2027 fiscal year. We're going to start it off with a bang this year. And our featured guest today is none other than Dennis Franklin, who is our district governor for this year. And we have the privilege of being the first club that he is visiting for his year as district governor. So welcome, Dennis Franklin. But first, let's go ahead and go around the room and introduce our club members. I'm going to go in order of the Hollywood squares as they appear here in my Zoom. We are going to start it off again with a bang. Casey Cox, welcome back, and go ahead and introduce yourself.
Thanks, Mike. It's good to see you. Welcome to Mike's second year of presidency, and what a joy for me to join him in that year. I missed last year. My name's Casey, longtime Rotarian. While I wasn't in our San Dimas Rotary for a little hiatus, I almost joined the Sunrise Club in Claremont because they were recruiting me, which is why I came back here, because I thought if I'd even entertain that conversation, how dare I not come back and be a part of a community that has invested in me and been so valuable. So I love our San Dimas Rotary, and I am happy to be here today. Dennis, welcome to the San Dimas Rotary. It is the best Rotary room on the planet.
Thank you.
All right, no pressure. We will hope to try to live up to best in the world. Rita, are you available? Or are you on the phone?
Were you calling me?
Yeah, just quick introduction.
Sorry. Yes, Rita McGee, local estate planning attorney. I have a terminally ill client that I'm trying to book ASAP. So sorry,
Okay.
I'm going to be
All right.
up and down because of it.
No worries. All right. And we will move right along to what I would assume is 20 yards down the hall, Marilyn Sparks.
20 yards. I think it's 20 feet.
20 feet. Yeah.
Marilyn Sparks with Farmers Insurance. I also serve as the Los Angeles County Insurance Commissioner.
Right. Thank you, Marilyn. And one of, if not our newest Rotarian, Mike Neely.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Mike Neely, new Rotarian here. I am a local financial advisor here, just actually down the street from Marilyn and Rita and Mike, and just excited to be here.
Excellent. Welcome, Mike. And we're going to go down to our Zoom master himself, Mr. Raymond Foster.
Hi, Raymond Foster. I am indeed the past president and Zoom master. And since I didn't skip town on Saturday, I thought everything went pretty well on Friday. So congratulations to all of the 2026 members who are in the room. Was a great celebration.
It absolutely was, and I'm sure we will discuss that a little further. And let's bring it down to Sylvia Melendez.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sylvia Melendez. I'm the CEO of the San Dimas Chamber of Commerce.
Welcome, Sylvia. Thank you. Glenn Johnson, you're up next.
Hello there. I'm Glenn Johnson, member of Satellite Rotary Club for Military Family Support.
Right. Thanks for joining us, Glenn. And Steve Scott.
Hi, everyone. My name is Steve Scott. I am a State Farm agent in San Dimas and past president, current secretary, and coming up on my 17th year as a Rotarian.
All right. Is that the double fines year? What is the 17th?
I don't know. I just happened to look before the meeting started, and it's 17, so I figured I'd bring it up.
Nice. All right. Anthony Porter, are you available to speak?
I am just at work, so no video. Current president of the San Dimas Educational Foundation, along with a few others. I'm happy to be here.
Excellent. Great to have you. Thank you, Anthony. Dominic Torres, I see you unmuted.
Yep. Dominic Torres. I'm with High Point Brewing Company, the chair for the Satellite Rotary, Rotarian. There you are.
All right, excellent. Did I miss any San Dimas Rotarians? No. All right. I don't see anybody angrily pointing a middle finger at me or cursing, so I believe I caught everybody. Let's go ahead and let's let our guests introduce themselves before we kind of kick it over to Dennis and get a conversation going. Bill, are you able to unmute and introduce yourself, please?
Yes, I'm Bill Sheaf, past president of the Monrovia Club, a longtime Rotarian. I think it's coming up on 18 years this year. And I'm currently the chief of staff for Governor Franklin.
Excellent. Thank you for attending today. We are excited to have you, and Rudy Hayek.
Okay. So Rudy Hayek, I am with the Glendora Club. I'm the membership chair there, also past president. Dennis is all excited now. I am also your district's mental health and well-being chair. This will be my third year in this role. We have some really exciting things happening and will be scheduled this next year. That I'll present to you over the next couple of months in terms of mental health. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist, so I know where I speak in terms of mental health. I'm not just some guy. So I have some credibility, and if there's anything that you all have questions about, or you'd like to maybe integrate into your programs or even into your membership development, I'd be very happy to help you with that. I'm also married to another person in this call here, Suzanne Hayek. She's also in the Glendora Club. So and she truly is my better half. So anyway, it's great to be here.
Thank you for being here, Rudy. And yeah, we've gotten to know you over the past couple years, and I know you've attended multiple events that we've thrown, and also invited us to events of surrounding Rotary Club. So it's great to have you.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's go ahead and kick it over to Suzanne. That's a great segue into your introduction. Oh, you're muted.
My mouse is not cooperating with me. So yeah, I'm Rudy's wife, and I'm another one of Dennis's sidekicks. I am your new District 5300 newsletter editor. I edit the highlighter every month. So you all will be getting emails from me with a deadline and a request for articles. And we really try to get all the articles in. So if you miss the deadline, don't be scared. If you haven't seen the next month's highlighter, it's not too late. Send it to me. We love to hear from the clubs. I love so many of the things that you guys are doing, particularly with your military reach out. So I know the rest of the district wants to hear from you. Thank you for letting me speak.
Of course. Welcome. And is it Shweta? Shweta. Sorry. Go ahead.
Hi everyone. My name is Shweta. I'm a professor of political science in Glendale, member of San Dimas, resident of San Dimas for a very long time. Trying to become a Rotarian soon, so on my way there.
All right. Well, welcome. You picked a good meeting to come to. All right. Well, without further ado, our guest of honor, Dennis Franklin and his wife Tricia live in Glendora, California. They've been married 40 years, have 2 children, Lauren and Grace. They're also proud grandparents of the cutest baby girl in the world. Although I think some people on this call, on this Zoom, may debate that. Miss Quinn Robinson. At the end of 2025, Dennis retired from his position as first vice president of investments at Wells Fargo Advisors, where he was partner of wealth management team that oversaw $1 billion of client assets. A couple of interesting facts about Dennis. He has a bachelor's degree in theology and runs a small research-based Christian fellowship. He's a part owner of Angry Horse Brewing in Montebello, California. In regard to Rotary, since joining, he's made it a point to show up wherever and whenever he could be of help. As a result, he's had many leadership roles, both on the club and district level. He is the past president of 2 Rotary clubs, Monrovia and Glendora. He's served as assistant governor, executive assistant district governor, and chaired a number of district committees. He's a major donor to the Rotary Foundation, and he is currently the 2026-2027 district governor for our district, Rotary District 5300. Without further ado, I will hand it over to Dennis Franklin.
Well, thank you very much, Mike. I appreciate you having me. Appreciate everybody. Again, this is my first official district governor visit. So you need to be kind to me in case I screw it up. Okay. So that's it. But I have to say, Mike, I'm a little disappointed. You know, as the district governor nominee elect, as the district governor elect, you know, went to a lot of different clubs and stuff. And, you know, you pretty much are on your own dime when you do that. So here I am on my first district governor-elect thing. I was like, cool, I finally get free food. What the hell, man? We have a video, a Zoom call. It's like no free food.
You can order anything you want off of our virtual menu.
There you go, the virtual menu. But the same thing happened. I was with Bill Sheaf at the Monrovia thing. They would send their presidents to the Rotary International Convention. And, you know, the guys before me had Barcelona and Brisbane, Australia, and Osaka, Japan. Mine was in Los Angeles. What the heck, man? I tell you what, some guys are just a little bit unlucky. But the good news is I do get to be with you guys. So makes up for it more than anything. And it's kind of a perfect venue for me. And Eddie, which by the way, we missed Eddie. He jumped on after you. I think Eddie is my district governor, chief of staff in Nevada. Bill handles everything here in California. And then we have an interloper there, Henrietta, his wife, I see. Hi, Henrietta. So anyway, that's what we got. But the good news is, again, perfect venue. If I tell bad jokes, people can't throw tomatoes or anything. So I'm safe. And I feel that safety here with you. So thank you. Thank you very much. And the other thing that's really cool about this is when I tell jokes, and Bill Sheaf and Eddie will appreciate this, I can, you know, if nobody laughs at them, I can bring my own laugh track. Okay, so with that, we better get serious here. You know, the district governor's job is to oversee the clubs in our district. And for you, those of you who might be your first call or are unfamiliar, our district is Southern Nevada, which goes from Mesquite on the Utah border, and it goes Vegas, Pahrump on the west side, down the 15 corridor to Ontario, out to East LA, Alhambra, and up till Lancaster. So that's all of the clubs in our district that we, you know, are part of what we do. And the district's job, part of it is to put together the resources to support all of us. In other words, what can we do together that is more impactful than us just being on our own to, again, coordinate the efforts as much as possible. So one of the things that the district governor is always asked to do is to visit the clubs and, you know, share what's going on in the district. And each district governor does things a little bit different, just like each of your presidents or the people in your committees. You know, you all bring something different to the table. So tonight, the goal that I'd want to do is just to kind of talk a little bit about the various district things that are going on, and how I've asked the district leadership to help the various clubs and what we're doing. How do we help San Dimas do a better job at being San Dimas? What can we help you with? That's our goal. Sometimes when I do the visits, I'll do recognitions or special awards. Mike said Gilda was just here. She was our previous district governor, and took care of some of that with you guys, and you guys know who you are. I see Steve and Ray, and I start naming names. I shouldn't do that. But I see the guys and the gals who are there that really have driven this thing. And you guys are so impressive. And I don't know if I think we don't always tend to see it in our own selves, but people from the outside can see. Just a few years back, I think there was 6 or 7 members in the San Dimas Club. And it was very much a dicey situation whether San Dimas would continue to have a club. You guys now have 31 members. And what you did was you reinvented yourself. You decided on this identity, which was really kind of weird when you think about it. Hey, we're going to serve military. You don't even have a military base or anything at San Dimas, but it worked, and it worked really, really well. And you're having this major impact. Cool, you guys. Thank you. That's impressive. And those are the kind of stories a lot of times as I'm going around and I can show people. Rotary is figuring things out. For a long time, Rotary was all about the community, the business owners in the community. And if you wanted to be somebody that was in their crowd, you joined Rotary. People sought out Rotary. Well, the world's changed, and the communities aren't the small town grocer and the small town banker and the small town retail shop. They're very different. And the clubs had a hard time adjusting to that. We saw some membership erosion, but now we're starting to see that the ship turned, and we're starting to see people figuring out, okay, this is what we need to do in the new world. And you guys are just such a great example of figuring out, okay, what do we need to do to adapt? Here we are on video, on Zoom. That was clever. And again, and it works. I think it's really cool. So thank you. The other thing besides talking about what the district is doing and where we're going with things in the coming year, or at least where we think we're going the next coming year, is I wanted to get some feedback from you. So I want to not only do a little bit of a presentation, but I also want to have a discussion. Again, I just talked about, you guys have done some things very well. You probably need some help in different areas. Hey, we could use this. What I want to know is the input from people, so I can bring that to the rest of the clubs in the district, or at least have some sort of a dialogue with them. So with that, is there anything in particular that anybody would like to hear today? And again, I plan on talking about our vision on our where we want to take things, some of the things that the different committees are doing that they can help you with. Is there anything else that's on your mind that you would like to hear? Because this meeting is really about you, not me.
Well, I know we spoke yesterday, Dennis. We kind of went over, any of my thoughts. I didn't have anything in particular that I wanted to ask or go over outside of our discussion yesterday. But I'll open it up. Anybody, have any questions or curiosities, anything specifically you'd like to hear from the district level, feel free to unmute and ask. If not, then we'll just go ahead with your presentation, and then we can open it up for questions afterwards.
Yeah, I'm sure it will spark some questions once when you see what all we're doing.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and I'll start rolling. So understand, as the district governor, it's my job to serve and support you, not vice versa. The clubs, we're there to support the clubs. How can we do that? If we can strengthen them, that's what's going to move the needle. So one of the things that I looked at is the Siegel and Gale study. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but Rotary hired a firm that does PR, does marketing, and said, okay, what do we need to do to figure this thing out? And what they came up with is, why do people join Rotary? People join Rotary for a sense of belonging, that I'm a part of this community, connection, and for purpose, to be able to have an impact on things. Glenn, when I asked him what he was doing, hey, the military thing got his ear, and now he's part of what you're doing. He had an interest in that. He joined for that purpose. Probably some of you just want friends, the brewery. Dominic, we're your competition, man. But I kid you, but the breweries bring people together. And I know you guys do a lot of functions over there, which every time we've done one, it's been on something. I've had some other thing I've been wanting to get there. So Dominic, one of these days. So if that's why people are joining, because they want belonging and connections, whether it's personal or business connections, or if they want purpose, that's what obviously we want to deliver for them. So my vision and what I really thought about is, okay, what do we really want to do then? And I asked a number of club leaders and different leadership and just Rotarian, what would be the number one priority that you feel, or the number one concern that we need to address with Rotary? And the answer, 95% of the times, they said membership. Right? We need to figure out how to do this. And again, you guys have dialed in and done a very good job with that. So what I thought was, our objective is to be the place where people want to be. Because if we do that, we'll retain the members and we'll attract new ones. Be the place where people want to be and be doing the things that people want to be doing. Have fun, have projects with a purpose, because now I can invite them in, and guess what they'll say? Sure, Casey, you're a good example. Hey, I wanted to be back. Here I am. Thank you for being here, Casey. That's cool. And Shada, hopefully this will fill that space for you. That's what we're trying to do. You're valuable. We want you to be part of our community. So anyway, I then sat down with the governor line. So we have different. The governor line is like the club president. We serve for 1 year. Gilda just finished her year. I just started the other day. So you have a very experienced district governor speaking to you here. And then Carrie Anderson, who's in the Claremont Sunrise Club, will be after me. And Dave Thorson, who's up in Nevada, will follow her. So we all met and we sat down and looked at, okay, what, here's what I'm thinking. What do you guys think? Get your input and everything else. And we were all like, yeah, this is cool. This is what we want. Because one of the things that I really want to have happen is have a very simple objective. What are we really trying to do? Well, we want to be a place where people want to be. And when we do that, people will stick around and they'll tell their friends. We'll attract new other people. That you guys are, again, a great example of that. That's the whole thing. And we want that message to be simple and easy to articulate. It doesn't take a genius. I'm not the smartest guy in the world. But you know what? I'm good at communicating a simple message. That makes sense to me. Be the place where people want to be. And people want to be there. They're going to come. I get that. So they helped me and they agreed, that's the way we want to go. They came up with some ideas, some suggestions. So I met with the G line. We're all now on the same page. And hopefully whatever we do this year then continues on, because we're all in agreement. This is where we want to take the organization. So the next thing I did was I set up a meeting with all of the district leadership for the area governors. Those are the people who, like Rudy, he handles, how many clubs you oversee, Rudy? 4? Yeah. And unmute, what are the clubs you do?
So, of course, San Dimas and our club, Glendora, Laverne, and Azusa.
All right. And then what do you do as an area governor?
My main purpose is basically to take whatever messaging and information opportunities from the district governor and disseminate the information to the clubs, and also to support the clubs in whatever they need, just more on an individual basis. So to customize everything, all the messaging about membership and all the other things, to how do each individual club, what's the best way to approach these things and to implement these things according to how the club is run and how the club is formatted. So it's important to customize it.
Yeah, because every club is different, and he can help organize and where you can collaborate with some of the local clubs. And Mike and I were talking about several things yesterday that, hey, we could do this together, and we're right down the block. I mean, next door neighbors. Right. Glendora does some things very well that are a different niche than San Dimas. San Dimas does things very well that are a different niche than Glendora. Well, again, Rudy is your guy, putting that together.
And to have fun, by the way. We want to do some fun things. To maybe come up with some fellowship activities. The baseball thing the end of the month is something that I think Mike will share with you guys that we would like to do, and our club initiated, but to get the 4 area clubs involved would be really, really wonderful.
Yeah. So I met with all of the assistant governors. There's 12 of them in our district that do that work like Rudy does. I also brought in all of the committee chairs, and they all agreed. They said, yeah, that's good. We talked about it. Is there anything, do we need to rethink this, whatever? Everybody pretty much was on board. So, okay, that's where we want to take it. So on August 15th, Mike, put this in your calendar if you haven't already. We're going to meet with all the presidents. We're going to roll out the plan and whoever else we can loop into the plan. Casey, you might like to do this just because of what you do for a living. This will be fun, rolling out how we're going to put it together. And then after that, again, just start implementing. So this next month and a half or so, or month, I guess it's starting to about a month and a week now. What I'll be doing is talking to the different assistant governors and talking to the different committee heads and saying, okay, what can you do in your area of influence to help San Dimas or help whatever other clubs be a place that people want to be, so that they can help them retain members and help them attract new members. What can we do? What can we do in fundraising? What can we do with our youth programs? What can we do with our training? All the different things that together as a district, we have resources that the individual clubs might not have. That's what we're trying to do. And my hope is that each one of these committee people, they own the thing and they say, okay, let's brainstorm it and come up with some really good things that will help Glendora Club, that will help San Dimas Club, that will help Laverne or whoever it is, whatever club it is. And we got clubs that are very different. We got some clubs with, 10 old people at a retirement home, and we have Pasadena with a couple of hundred business people. We have Red Rock that's, these young people that are doing mostly projects, just all, you guys online with your military stuff, everybody's different. So how do we bring the forces together to help one another? So between now and August 15th, that's my job, is really talking it through and helping them figure out what is the identity of my committee? What are we trying to do? How can we help that? And we got some really great people. The first job that I had was putting together a team, get the right people on the bus. You've probably heard that piece. Get people who can really do the job and do it better than I can do it. Let them do it. Rudy took over for our membership at Glendora. He's done a better job than I did. Really good. Suzanne is doing this thing with the Highlighter, which is our district newsletter. She took it up a notch, and then we just cooked up a thing with the district calendar. And you guys are already doing that in your newsletter, where everybody knows what's going on with the district. All they have to do is click if they have an interest on it. But a lot of people around the district haven't. Well, Suzanne has figured out how to do that. She's owning the position, so it's really great. I'll give you some other examples. The fundraising, I know you guys were already talking with Lisa from my club, Lisa Frank, and she does a car donation deal where if you got somebody that has some old car that wants to get rid of it, or even a new car, if there's, that would be really cool. But she will put together the package and take care of everything, go and handle it. And all of a sudden you have $1,000 in your foundation that you didn't have before. Well, not everybody can do that, but Lisa can. So that's an idea that people can use. You guys are already tapping into that from what I understand. Here's one that I'm working on. This is cool. Interact and Rotaract. You guys have an Interact club. So what we're trying to do with Interact is we want to start, helping put a little bit more foundation under our Interacts. And Mike has mentioned that your Interact, you have one good year and then the person who was driving it leaves, and then, they graduate or whatever. And then you got to figure it out the next year. And, but to try to have a system where it's intentional, where we could have a little bit more continuity across the board. But what's happening there has happened to our club, and that's kind of the norm. And you're still going to have some of that. But what we would like to do is we'd like to show people how to get the parents involved, and how we can start having more interaction with the kids and getting them involved. South Pasadena, they had kids, they took them to Mexico, but to have your kids go to Mexico to build a house, you got to bring the parent. So the parents now working alongside of Rotarians, changing somebody's life, handing them a set of keys to their own house at the end of the thing. What a incredible impact that is for somebody who's never had a home. Do you think that they might get their attention that, hey, this is Rotary stuff is pretty doggone cool? They also do a homeless feeding thing, and so that the parents and the kids are involved in that. They had 4 new members, and they were a small club. They were like 15 people. They're now 30. They're like you. They're like 30 something now. But that was one of the keys. Then what we're doing is we're working with Rotaract Interact is your high school kids. We're going to be able to work with them. Rotaract, you take it to the college level and beyond, the young professionals. And what we'd like to do is, we only have really 3 real clubs right now, Rotaract clubs. But what we'd like to do is have a Rotaract club in every area, like Rudy's area is our thing. We have one. Glendora has one for you guys now. All right. You have your Interact club. The kids graduate from college. What do? They end up going to college in Texas or Florida or Alabama or wherever the heck they end up. They end up going to UC San Diego, or some of them stay locally. Some of them go to Citrus College here, whatever. But you know what? If we can just onboard them directly onto Rotaract, hey, you're graduating into Rotaract, and have a place for them where they can keep in touch with all the friends that they had in high school, doing something with meaning, we're going to retain those people. And again, it will add membership to our clubs right away, because your family, they got siblings, they got a little brother, a little sister, they got a parent, they got an Uncle Jimmy, they got whatever. So we're seeing, how do we do this? Well, I recruited a woman, moved from Mexico to Las Vegas, and she was the district governor for all the Rotaract clubs in Mexico. She was overseeing over 100 Rotaract clubs. She knows what she's doing. We're going to ramp this up. This is going to be a lot of fun. And it'll help San Dimas, it'll help Glendora, it'll help every club, with their youth programs. Speaking of youth programs, the different contests, you guys are involved, I think, in RILA and TLC, right? Do you do the speech contest or the essay contest, any of those things, or?
No, we haven't been doing those. The music contest, the 4-way speech, or no, we haven't been doing those really consistently since I've been in the club.
Yeah, and the different clubs do different things. They emphasize different things. The youth stuff. Myself and Lisa Frank, the car lady, she's our youth services chair for our club. We went to the district office, and we had a list of all the different things that we do for the kids. We run the Interact Club, which is a pretty strong club in our case. We have the RILA and TLC. Those are youth camps where it's a leadership camp up in Running Spring that we do each year, which, by the way, if you've never been, you can go up there as one of the counselors, and it is so fun. You see kids' lives changing before your very eyes. They come in, they're nervous, they don't know each other. By the time they leave, they're crying because they made best friends and they don't want to leave. And it is so fun to see their lives changing from being nervous to seeing themselves as leaders. And those are the people who are going to come back and run the Interact clubs. And those are the people who are going to come back and be people that will join your service projects. They'll help coordinate things for you. They'll introduce you to their parents. They'll be in the different contests, but we were able to show the Interact, the RILA, the TLC, the speech contest, the music challenge, the business plan competition, the essay contest. We do scholarships. You guys do mini grants for teachers. That's another one of your big ones, right? We do mini grants for your teachers. The list goes on and on of what we do for the Glendora Unified School District and Charter Oak School District. Well, you know what? We now have a few of those people on in our club. And one of you guys was a school district person here, right? Who's that?
Anthony Porter he's the president of the Laverne San Dimas Education Foundation.
All right.
And he's also very involved in PTA and boosters and all kinds of things within the district.
Yeah. What a great tie-in to, you see how that drives membership. Having somebody like that, Duarte, half their club is in education, and I'm not exaggerating. They don't. It's like San Dimas. They don't have a big industry there. They have City of Hope. They have the schools. They have the sheriff's department. You know, they have a lot of city employees. They have a lot of things, but they were able to adapt, and they did the same thing. They grew. They doubled their size over the last 5 years as well. But you guys got them beat, just so you know. You went from, I think you quadrupled. So anyway,
yeah, I think I think as a percentage of the club, I don't know that there's a Rotary club in the world that has exceeded our membership increase over the past few years.
Yeah, well, yeah, you guys have done good, and again, I know we don't always see that, but I do. I see it. Public image is another one. We have a rock star that Stacy Wayman, who is in charge of that. She will help you amplify your message with Facebook, Instagram. You know, she can get stuff. If you can get stuff to her, she can amplify it. And I know Suzanne, how do you amplify when somebody you have a Facebook post? What do I do? How do I share it?
Well, the thing to do is if you have Facebook or Instagram, you invite the district to collaborate with you. There's a place where you can invite collaborators when you're posting your post. And if you invite the district, they will amplify your post for you on the district social media.
Yeah. So let's say you want to know, okay, that's great. How do I do that? You know, if you're like me, it's like, okay, but have Stacy come on and she will show you. That would be a great program. I think it would probably help your businesses too. If you're, you know, hey, now I know how to do this. This could be a really cool thing. Our club happens to have Desiree Alvarado in it, and Desiree is a licensed vendor for Rotary. She makes all the shirts and the easy ups and banners and anything else that you can imagine. If you want your message to be out there where you're doing a project, you know, whatever it happens to be, you got your cornhole tournament coming up. If everybody shows up in the t-shirts and hats, you have a presence. Everybody at the brewery that day is going to be saying, who are these people? You know, it engenders conversation, and conversation engenders membership. See, that's the kind of thing that we're doing. And I can go on, but I want to stop and, you know, what questions that you have for me, and how do you see that the district can help you? Again, we just gave you a few ideas. What are things that you want to know, and what are things that you think are important? You know, how can we help you?
Yeah, if anybody wants to jump in, feel free. I think that collaboration and like you said, amplification of what each club is doing really helps all of us. I know, like we discussed yesterday, I'm not sure if it was the Glendora Club or the Laverne Club, but one of them had an event at Laverne Brewing Company. I think it was karaoke and a raffle, and I believe we had 5 members show up just to support them and bought some raffle tickets. We had a good time, and yeah, just when you see good people doing good things, you want to get involved, and just throwing out those social events and fundraisers and service projects, getting everyone in the area involved, it makes for carrying a lighter load with more hands. So I think that's probably the number one thing, is just Rotary clubs working together and amplifying each other's impact.
Yeah, and I know I'll just use my own club. Rita, we don't have an estate planning attorney in our thing. it would probably be good for you to come and visit our club and say hello once in a while. We have a breakfast. Show up once every 6 months or something, so people know who you are and what you do. Otherwise, guess what? They're not going to know who you are or what you do.
I mean, if you send me the information, I don't mind coming to have breakfast, so long as you're serving breakfast.
Yeah, you have to pay for your own, though. I tell you what, I come to San Dimas and no lunch. There's no way I'm buying your breakfast, man.
This isn't a virtual breakfast, right? There's actual calories.
There you go. But we meet at the Pepper Tree, and I'm going to tease. And I apologize, just so everybody knows who I am. I will tease people about a certain thing, and I think this free food thing is really a great one that I can tease you for the rest of my year.
On behalf of the San Dimas Rotary, my fine and my penance is I'm going to buy Dennis breakfast on Friday morning. Dennis, breakfast is on the San Dimas Rotary on behalf of me. I see Dennis on Friday mornings. Dennis, your breakfast is paid for.
Okay, we have a free breakfast from Casey. Do I hear a free lunch from anybody? Okay, I'm
Well, I'll tell you what. If you show up for our food drive kickoff party at High Point Brewing Company on Thursday, August 13th, from 5 to 7, I will buy you your first beer.
Wait. And this is now on a more serious note. What's happening on the 13th?
Yeah, August 13th, not July. August 13th. Before each of our food drives, we do a food drive kickoff party at High Point Brewing Company. So it's Thursday, August 13th from 5 to 7. We ask community members to show up and bring a certain number of canned goods, and the Rotary buys their first beer. So I believe it's either 5 or 6 beers is what we normally, or 5 or 6 cans is what we normally do, and that'll get you a beer. But it also raises awareness. People post on their social media, and it's just a good reminder. It's a fun event, but then it's a good reminder that, hey, the real food drive is coming up on Saturday, and it gives 48 hours for those social media posts and everything to kind of end up on people's feeds. Just as a reminder, drop off your canned goods and your food at the food drive on Saturday.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing we can put in Suzanne, maybe I should turn that. What goes through your mind when they're saying that? And you're muted, so.
Yeah. So while he was talking, I was looking at their Facebook page and their Instagram to see if it was on there, and I was about to go on the district calendar to see if it was on the district calendar, because the district calendar shows up on the district newsletter every single month. So if you put your events on the district calendar, the entire district will see these kind of events.
Yeah, and all of a sudden it will cement you. A lot of people don't know what you guys are doing with the military and stuff. And there are some clubs that also do some military stuff. They would love to partner with you. And there's people, I guarantee you, that have connections. I'll put Ray on them. I bet he would get them connected, and you'll get some stuff. Or even just the Glendora newsletter. Hey, by the way, they're doing this thing on August 15th if you want to come. Or having Rudy let the other clubs in the district know what's happening. That's the kind of stuff we're talking about that we can help. That good one, Mike. Thank you. That's an excellent example.
Can I add something?
I'm sure we'll go through the whole calendar, but the cornhole tournament at Laverne Brewing Company is coming up August 1st. That's a Saturday. Registration's at 12. Starts at 1. Should be over by 3:30. And yeah, anybody. We're primarily looking for people to join teams, people to show up and throw some bags, but also sponsors, raffle prizes, that sort of thing. But really, we'd like to get a good showing. We'd like a minimum of 30 teams to get a real strong tournament going.
Rudy, you gonna say something?
I wanted to add something. The having an image or a flyer is great. What would be very helpful, kind of amplify your presence, is for somebody to write a little article associated with that and give it to Suzanne for the newsletter. So you have time because for your food drive and your kickoff, somebody from your club write a little something, personalize it, maybe a little history of the event and things like that, and accompany a flyer or an image with the article. That's my recommendation.
Yeah, that's good.
I hope Suzanne agrees.
Yeah.
I do agree, except that I know that a lot of clubs don't have people that are experienced with that sort of thing, and some clubs have professional writers in their clubs. Send me anything and I will put it into something. It doesn't have to be fancy. I will help you. Send me some pictures. I'll turn it into a banner for the newsletter. I'm here to help. And that goes for social media too. If you need a graphic for your social media, I can help you or I can show you how. That's really our job here, is to help and support.
Yeah. Which along that line, understand too that Glendora will benefit from being able to invite people to that. Our club, it's good for us to help you and vice versa. It's good for you to help us. That's what Rudy's job is to do, is to help you look for those opportunities that will drive membership, that will also make the clubs a place where people want to be. Hey, I like to go to breweries. I'm a partner in a brewery. I like breweries. It's fine. It's a cool thing. You guys have that resource as one of your club members. Very cool. It's a neat thing to be able to do. And you have this cause that a lot of people will like. I think Mike, you said one of your members, I can't remember who it was tied in with the Glendora Country Club. And that you were thinking about a golf tournament or something. I bet you
Steve is a former golf pro at a couple different clubs, I believe, in Orange County. He generally gets roped into undesirable positions at the Glendora Country Club. They take full advantage of his skill set and do not pay him. So and we think that with the military family support that we have a cause that is big enough to potentially put together a golf tournament.
It's a niche, and you know what? You don't need to be all things to all people. You guys have found a niche. Good for you. Hey, Shata, for you, you're here. What are you looking for in life? Why did you bother coming on the thing? Why are you here? What are you looking for, and what would you want from Rotary?
Yeah, I've been going to a few of the meetings, and for me, I think the main thing is two things. I've lived in San Dimas for a very long time, and I've always wanted to figure out a way to contribute to the San Dimas community, but I didn't know how. I did not know where to go and how to start. So I figured Rotary would be the perfect way to do that. And at the same time, I wanted to see how I can, given my experience and background, where I can contribute with my expertise, as well as if I can, build a network of people, especially that I'm still early in my career. So, yes.
So exactly what that Siegel and Gale study has said, which is connections, a sense of purpose, which is great. And what do you do for a living again? You said that you're.
Yeah, so I am a college professor in political science. Okay. College professor, and I am the founder of an art enterprise called Deorientalizing Art.
An art enterprise?
Yes. Yeah, I bring artwork made by Libyan female artists, and then I sell it here in the United States, and then 2/3 of the profits go back to the artists in Libya.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that could be something cool. There you go.
Awesome. Very good. Yes. That's where the international piece comes in with Rotary. there's
Yes.
lots of opportunities to expand that for you.
Yeah. So, and then we have the chamber queen on too. So how does this all tie in with you and connections? And it's just seems to me another networking, good. And you're muted. So tell us how can we help you?
It's about connection. It's about opening those doors, getting to know individuals and partnering. So I really value this opportunity to get to know people from next door in Glendora. So we'll continue to do that.
Yeah. And Joe Cena is one of our honorary members. You probably know Joe. He runs the chamber here.
Joe, he's amazing. Yeah.
He is great. He's a great man. Anybody else? What other thoughts? Casey, you're unusually quiet, man.
Yeah, my first go around as president of the Rotary Club of San Dimas, Joe Cena, I believe, was the president of the Glendora Club. So I got to know Joe pretty well during that year, and he does some great things over there at the chamber.
Yeah.
Dennis, I think our San Dimas community in this little room here is a beautiful example. And I think our in-person events, as Mike was inviting you to, is commonly missed in what the San Dimas Rotary, it does wonderfully, is interact in all of the aspects of community and show up not for the credit, but show up to impact and make a contribution. So I'm excited for you to get to learn a little more about San Dimas this year as you peek into it from a governor standpoint so we can duplicate it elsewhere.
Great. Thank you. So I know we're about out of time here. And one thing I'd leave you with too is we're putting together a baseball game at the New Ontario Stadium on the July 30th. If you guys want to join, we're inviting everybody from this area of the district. Again, just an opportunity to hang out. So I know Casey from a men's group, a Christian men's group that we go together.